What is up? What is up, everyone? I had to be up for this. I simply had to be up for this. Just rolled out of bed not too long ago. It's time for the announcement of where Kyle Busch is going to be racing next year, or if he's even racing at all next year. We don't even know that much. We know nothing. You know, we think we know stuff. We think we know that Kyle Busch is going to Richard Childress Racing next year. We think we know that. But we don't. We don't know shit, bro. We don't know shit. We're just as clueless as the people who don't fucking have shit, who have the internet. Yeah, we're just as clueless as people who don't have the internet. So this is supposed to go open at 10 a.m. Or maybe before. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it won't be like right at 10 a.m. we get the announcement. I hit that vape big time. I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. I'm kind of buzzed. Yeah, man. Don't vape. Don't vape. We don't know when this announcement's actually coming, but we know that it starts at 10, so we'll just be waiting. We'll be waiting here for announcements. Nobody's in the live stream, so I'm just live streaming for nothing, I guess. Did they put up the... No, not yet. Alright. I'm assuming they're going to put it up right at 10. I'm assuming we're not getting an answer right at 10 o'clock. What's up, Daniel? How you doing? We got an announcement happening here soon. Where do y'all think he's going? Like, everybody says RCR. And apparently it's an RCR press conference. But maybe this is just one big trick. Maybe this is all one, you know, Kyle? Like, you think he's gonna just announce it? You think he's just gonna announce where he's going next year? No, he's not. He's gonna be either like... He's either gonna be like, guess what, y'all? I have no announcement. Or he's gonna be like, I'm staying at Gibbs. Or he could just tell us where he's going. Who knows? No one knows yet. Some people know. Some people know where he's going. He knows where he's going. Or does he? What if he's like, I don't know? $2 minutes. Two minutes. Well, hold on. Now it's 2 minutes. What if he's just retiring? That'd be kind of funny. I don't know why he would retire with Richard Childress, like, at an RCR press conference. Like, this seems to be, like, everybody thinks that it's just, like, this is, like, we already know the information, but this is just the official announcement. I'm not going into this like that. I'm going into this like anything could happen. He could say anything. You know? Like, I'm not necessarily just expecting this to be like, yeah, going to RCR. You know? Alright, yo. Less than a minute. $30 seconds. 20 seconds. Let's see where Kyle goes. Hell yeah, bro. Got just a few seconds here till the announcement begins. Alright. Let's see. Where the fuck is the press conference? Why is there a Wrangler car in the back? Where? I don't see no Wrangler car. Where's the Wrangler car? I don't know what you're talking about. It's live right now. Where? Where is it live? Oh, there it is.
If everybody would make their way and have a seat, if you've not already gotten one and would like to, a little bit at the front is reserved. Good morning, everybody. I'm Winston Kelly with the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and delighted to have everybody here as a part of this very special announcement. We'd like to welcome the folks that are listening and watching on NASCAR.com and listening on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. We'd like to let the media know that questions will be fielded after we have some initial statements, and that there will also be breakout availability.
All right, let's see what he's going to say.
Television, radio, and print after this morning's announcement. So today, we're very proud at the NASCAR Hall of Fame to bring you a major announcement from Kyle Busch. We've had a lot of major announcements over the past 12 years, and I would say
that's just
this is going to be one of the top ones that we'll look back on. The two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion is here to announce long-awaited news about his future in the sport. There's been no shortage of discussion in our industry about what Kyle will do next, and we're all eager to hear directly from him. So without further delay, please roll the video.
Kyle Busch wins in California. Get it. For the first time in Sprint Cup racing since 1954.
Come on, folks, kick my hand.
Foreign nameplates going to victory lane. Wild Thing wins. Yes, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch will go to victory lane at Darlington. How about that?
The inaugural winner here at Kentucky.
There he is.
Kyle Busch. And he took him behind the woodshed that night.
Eric Jones around. Back across the field. The big one, part 2 at Daytona.
There he is.
No crutches necessary. Kyle
Dude, he's totally fucking with us. He's not going to announce anything. Look at that look on his face. He totally has something up his sleeve.
Southern California. Kyle Busch, he's the winningest driver of the decade, and now Kyle Busch is going to win his second Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series championship.
Awesome year. Thank you, boys.
So much has been said about Kyle Busch and hasn't re-signed yet with Joe Gibbs Racing.
Kyle Busch, I mean, what a year. Contract, undecided.
And the two-time champion Kyle Busch opened up this
Look at this
weekend
man.
about how difficult it has been not having a contract.
He's totally trolling us right now. He's about to do an
year.
announcement about where he's going next year.
He doesn't know
He's totally
what his
trolling
future
us.
holds, and he said it's been
He's going to be like, there is no
If they
announcement.
do get the contract done this week, how will that change the game for Kyle Busch? I'm just going to say, having been in situations like that, that's paramount for his championship hopes. If he can get that done, it's going to open up a lot of things for him, I believe.
All right.
All right, well, here it is. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming to the announcement of the announcement that's already been made. Obviously, I'm sure no one here has any idea of what's coming, but it's been one of the best kept secrets here lately, so I hope you're all sitting down for this. On a serious note, this is probably one of the biggest days of my life, of my career, and I'm excited to tell you about my future, but before we get into that, there's obviously a few statements I'd like to make first. First and foremost is Samantha. She's been my rock throughout this whole process and has been my biggest advocate. Having her alongside me, helping me through this journey has been invaluable, and words can't describe how much I love you. So thank you, Samantha. To Brexton and Lennox. I know Dad's been on the phone a lot lately and been in meetings a lot lately and haven't been around as much lately, but life will get back to normal now. So as much as normal is for a racing family that dedicates their life to myself on Sundays and little man on Saturdays. But can't wait to share this new journey with you both. To Joe Gibbs and everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing, the Mars family, Norm Miller, you guys took a chance on a 15-year-old kid, I guess a kid 15 years ago, how about that, to let me drive your race car. And you know, we hit the ground running and we haven't stopped since. We've won a lot of races, we've won some championships, and I'll always be grateful for that. More importantly, I'm thankful to Joe and for allowing me to be a kid and to grow into a man most days, most of the time. You were patient with me, and no one can take that away from me and take any of those memories that we made together. So, Coach, you had my back when we were there when I needed it the most, so I thank you. To everyone at Toyota and TRD, thank you as well. You took a chance on a young boy like myself, and man, we had a lot of fun along the way. So your unwavering support of me through the years has been awesome. We've won countless races across all three series of NASCAR together with Truck Xfinity and Cup Series racing. We've had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, from championships to broken legs. We've been through it all, and we've done it, you know, in winning ways. You guys are always going to be family to me, so I do appreciate you guys. To Rowdy Nation, I hear you every weekend. Trust me, I hear you. You guys have had some supporting messages and have been very supportive over the last few weeks. You don't realize how much that encouragement actually means, and I mean that, so thank you. We're in this together. I'm proud to represent the nation, and every weekend, no matter what I decide, you know, I know that you guys are going to be following me along the way. So. Lastly, I'd like to thank everyone that's given me their time over the past few weeks, whether that be past drivers, present drivers, team owners, crew members, team officials. Your guys' confidence in me during this journey has certainly given me a shot in the arm. I've rekindled some of those friendships and also made some new ones, so I'm thankful to all of you. The last few months have been nothing but stressful, I'll admit. And it's been 15 years since I've had to make a decision quite like this, but 15 years ago it was just me. You know, I didn't have a family. I didn't have a wife and a son and a daughter and a race team around me that I had to worry about. It was just what I needed to do. So this process took a lot longer than I expected to. Sure it did, you know, but this is one of the most important decisions of my life, and I definitely couldn't rush through it. I had to find a place where I knew I can go win races immediately. Collecting trophies is still the main reason why I get up every day and go to the racetrack in order to do this every week. I also needed a place where I felt like I could hit reset and I could be welcome just as I am. This change will allow for a clean slate, and that's big for me and my family. A new team, a new teammate, new teammates, most importantly, a new boss who accepts where I've been and yet can help me get to where I want to be. Every option I considered had a lot of its own advantages, and that's why it made it to be such a challenge. That's why it took a while, but at the end of the day, one team and one owner emerged as the clear choice. The second I sat down with him, I knew that his company and his people and the culture around there had the ability to compete for championships from day one. So now for the moment you all couldn't wait for, I'm excited to announce that I'll be taking my talents to welcome North Carolina to drive the number 8 car for Richard Childress Racing starting in 2023.
Oh
I'd like
my
to introduce
God.
you to my new boss, Richard Childress.
The 8 car. Oh, is it like a car unveiling? Oh no, it's just the RCR background now. They had that planned all along. They had that planned all along.
Wow, what a big day.
It is a big day.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Very cool to see him in the 8 car, yeah.
We signed our contract. There was something I forgot to give you, was your signing bonus. So I got to give you your signing bonus. Will you hold my watch?
Absolutely.
How's that?
All right.
That's all we're going to talk about that. That's
What's in there?
history.
Woo, that's all anybody wants to talk
Oh, is that a
about.
Rolex?
Nice one to
You got a
hold on to.
Rollie?
And since we're doing...
Man's got a Rollie.
People coming in. Since we're doing announcements today, I got one more I would like to do, if you don't mind. You know.
Sure.
Samantha, could you and Braxton come over, please?
Uh-oh. Is he giving them like $1 million?
I know how families work, because I've got a daughter, I've got a grandmother that looks after contracts, so I'm sure you look after Braxton's contracts. So here is a contract for an option to drive for RCR in the future. How about that?
That is
Thank you,
awesome.
buddy.
All right.
And you'll be a little easier on me than mine were. Okay.
There you go. Awesome.
Cool. So I made me a few notes here where I wouldn't forget to thank a few people, a few topics I wanted to talk about also. If I can get this thing open. Yeah. First off, I'd like to thank the press for everything they do for our sport.
The press,
and for
fuck
being here
them.
today. This is, to me, it's a historic announcement for RCR, and I couldn't be more prouder to be sitting beside of our next driver at RCR for the 8 car, Mr. Kyle Busch. It's a big day for all of us.
So where's Tyler
You
Reddick
know,
go?
I look back and when Tyler explained to me that he was not going to be back in 24, my grandson, Austin Dillon, he's here today, driver number 3. He came to me and said, Pop, what do you think about putting Kyle Busch in that car? And I said, man, that'd be a dream. I said, can you line up a meeting where I could talk to him? So they're friends, and they talked about it, and I got an opportunity to meet and talk with Kyle, and we talked a lot over it. And we
I think Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch are
had
going to
a
be very
lot of
good
work to do
teammates.
to make it happen. So I got to thank.
I mean, I already
Gordon
know that they're
Liner
very good friends,
And Mike
so.
Verlander for all their work. You just don't know how much goes in with any contract. That one was pretty easy so far, but you know, to do that was really big. And I wanted to thank you two guys. And we had attorneys. We'll thank them later. We got to pay them. Also, I'd like to thank Jim Campbell and Eric Warren. They're here today. They will take any questions for the media. And I'd also like to thank I'd like to thank Mark Royce and Steve Carlisle. All of these are supporters with General Motors and Chevrolet that helped make it possible to put Kyle in this car. I'd also like to, we got Andy Petrie and we have Randall Burnett, the crew chief of the 8 car. They're going to be here right now, so they'll be here for questions a little later.
Randall Barnett's going to be his crew chief next year?
There's a couple
better than
of
fucking Ben
Basham.
Basham. No, I'm genuinely excited for next year. I think he's going to do really good here.
One of them is our sponsors and our partners. We're going to have a great lineup. We're going to be announcing those very soon, so can't wait for you to hear some of the sponsors.
It just makes me question, though, like,
exciting. That's going to be
what's going to happen with this truck team, you know?
Come a little later.
Me and Jaden were talking about that last night. I was like,
I met with him
he's going to stay at Gibbs, bro, because there's no way, like,
I explained to him that
him leaving Gibbs, leaving Toyota, leaving Toyota just has big implications.
For RCR next year. And I wanted to talk to him before this official announcement. I know there's been a lot of word and rumor out there, but I met with him about an hour ago. And I'd just like to close with, man, when all the rumors started and you'd walk through the race shop, the excitement just in people's voice when they would ask me, our employees would say, is Kyle Busch really coming here and driving? I said, man, I don't know. But today it's official, and for that group at RCR, I bet they're up there, I hope they're up there watching this right now. I bet they are excited to know that you're going to be the driver of that 8 car, and I couldn't be more happier. I mean, I was talking to Jim Campbell the other day, and I said, man, I'm excited, Jim. He said, you don't have to tell me, I can hear it in your voice. So we got that done, but that's it for me.
Awesome.
I'm actually really excited for this.
Sir.
Yep.
I can't lie. I think next year's going to be like a start of
a
like
number of announcements
good things
here,
again.
And this is going to go in that top 2 or maybe 3 or 8, whatever number we want to use. It's huge news for our sport. You said that you talked to multiple teams. Why Richard Childress Racing?
Yeah, well, I think it started earlier this year when we were racing at the Coliseum when the 8 car blew my doors off and was driving away. I certainly knew right then and there at the beginning of the season that those guys definitely had some speed, and just seeing their overall culture of being around Richard, talking with Austin, and having that chance to just look at the whole picture of what's going on with RCR as of late. And I felt like it was a no-brainer when Richard and I sat down and we first had discussions.
I got the
of this
notification,
opportunity.
Kyle Busch to RCR.
It was easy, you know. It was a clear-cut choice, as I mentioned before, that this was a place that you could go win races and win championships right out of the gate.
Richard, you've been around this sport a long, long time. Worked with some of our biggest personalities. You can look over my shoulder. You can look on Glory Road. You're a Hall of Famer. You've worked with several Hall of Famers. So for Richard Childress Racing now, why Kyle Busch?
You know, my question would be, why not? A driver that has won 2 championships in the Cup division, over 200 races in NASCAR.
Before.
His credentials speaks well for himself. But when I was up there with Kyle and we first started talking and we talked about championships and we talked about winning races, I looked at him in his eye and I seen that look in Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s eye that he's hungry. We're going to win. I'd seen that look before.
We're going to win. We're back. We're back, motherfuckers. Kyle's going to win
I
this
watched
week.
his talent for many years.
Even though he's not at RCR yet, he's going to
series.
win this week.
And just how he handles the car control, the way he drives the car, and take no prisoner attitude, that's the Dale Earnhardt style that I was accustomed to racing with. And I think Kyle has that modern day style of racing that Dale Earnhardt had in his time.
Kyle, I don't know anybody that
Don't
knew
compare him.
Dale better than RC. Your reaction to being compared to Dale Earnhardt Sr.?
Yeah, I mean, certainly it's flattering. It's happened a lot over the years, but to hear it from RC, you know, obviously he was the closest to him, and RC being a racer himself and being in the driver's seat and putting on a helmet himself over the years knows what it's like to get behind the wheel and to be in the elements of what it is to have success or to go out there and achieve success. So it's flattering. It's a great honor. Dale Earnhardt, though, is Dale Earnhardt, and there's only one of those, and there's probably only one Kyle Busch, as it's going to be hard to figure out somebody else that's as close to this one as I am. But obviously, it's a huge accolade, and I look forward to continuing that winning tradition of RCR and allowing myself to go up there and bring some more championships to that organization that already has a storied legacy.
Definitely a heck of a comparison there. RC, there are ebbs and flows in this sport, always have been, always will be. When you look at where RCR is now, on that upswing, both cars in the playoffs, 3 wins this year. So what does the Kyle Busch add to that formula that keeps that upward trajectory in your opinion?
I think just the team itself, Kyle's going to bring that drive to our whole organization. I know Austin's looking forward to being a teammate with Kyle. We've talked about it, and he's excited about it. I think both teams will step it up, and Kyle's going to bring some stuff to the table that we know that's going to make us a lot better working with Randall and his team.
Well, now it's time for y'all's questions. I know we've had questions leading up to this.
Yeah, I want to hear some questions.
Make sure I know where Wendy is with the microphone. We're going to go here to Jordan, and we'll come over here to Claire and Lee.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. This question is for Richard. Richard, will Richard Childress Racing team consist of 3 charter cup teams in 2023?
Yes, we will have 3 charters.
And Tyler Reddick will drive that other charter team? And Tyler Reddick will drive for that other charter team?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go over here.
Yo!
Claire and Lee.
He'll be in the 31.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. I have a question for both of you. Kyle, what's the status of your truck team? What's going to happen with your truck team? And is Richard serious about having a plan for young Brexton?
I'll address the truck
He's
team
very
part.
serious.
Obviously, there was an announcement today with RCR and Kyle Busch, and KBM has not been a part of that yet, although we are still working on all that sort of stuff with General Motors and Chevrolet. So Kyle Busch Motorsports intends to compete in the Truck Series as a Chevrolet branded team next year.
Oh boy.
Whether that's 2, 3, 4 entries, we're not quite certain on that yet, but we're working
What happens to the
through those
TRD
details
development drivers?
as we can right now, and hopefully, again, we can have an announcement on that here shortly. And the Brexton piece, you got to ask him that question. I can't, yeah.
You probably would have signed the deal, but I'm going to turn it to Richard. What about the Brexton deal? And then how did you and Kyle get to the point? You told me at Indy that you had amnesia about anything in the past, like the Hold My Watch deal. How did you get to the point where you were on the same page?
That was pretty easy. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We both have grown a whole lot over time, and we talked about it and all that.
Oh, wait,
history,
that's
and
what the watch
I like
means. He
talking
must have said,
about the
hold my
future
watch before he
and learning
fucking
from the
socked him in the
history. I made a
face.
few mistakes in my
And now
life.
he's getting
I
the
will admit
watch.
that. And as far as Braxton, I hope that Kyle don't chew me out like I got chewed out with Dale when they were racing in Japan. So be careful how you beat on your dad when you start driving for us. Sure. I'm serious.
He's got first right.
I just ask that you keep that piece of paper. If it happens, we might have a home for it. Lee?
Kyle, how does it feel to go to work for a man that you know will fight for you, literally, in the garage and beyond?
Well, fortunately, I get to hold the watch now, so the opportunity that presents itself right now with going to work for Richard is, he's an inspiration to our sport, right? Like, he's a racer, he's a racer's racer. He's been in this deal, this is all he's known for 50 years. And so for me to have that opportunity to look up to somebody like him, to be able to get out there and go race for somebody like him, gives me full confidence that we're going to have the stuff that we need. And to see the success of that organization as of late, you know, and the resurgence they've already been creating is certainly very intriguing, but yet I definitely hope that I can add to that and build that to the next level, and of course continue the legacy of RCR.
Go here and then back over. Trey Downey, Motor Racing Network. Kyle, you mentioned that there's been a lot of stressful nights. This has been a very stressful time. When did it crystallize, like, in your mind, the timeline of when you decided that you'll drive for Richard next year?
Yeah, I mean, timeline's tough. I don't know. It was last week, probably. You guys are all well aware. There's no secrets in our business. You know, so, you know, the toughest part.
He's going to win a lot at RCR. Yeah, I think so too. You know, I think this is a really good thing.
It's no different than our sport. Every single weekend we go race. There's one winner, and the rest of them are runner-ups, right? So
RCR has been
appreciating
on the up and up the last 2 years.
Monologue there to begin
you know,
with was just the opportunity
with Tyler being there. I feel like that was a big part with Tyler being there, and he still is going to be there for next year.
Appreciation to them, willingness to talk with me and give me a shot to go race for those different teams. So that was really important to me to just not burn any of those bridges and to have that shot of being able to do it respectfully and the best way that I knew how as we work through this process.
And is this a multi-year agreement to drive for Richard?
Multi-year.
Multi-year.
Go over here, Bob and Alan.
Bob Pipers, Fox Sports, for both of you. But Kyle, can you, did you have any, I don't say worries, but apprehension from driving the 8, which is a little bit of history in the sport, variety of drivers? And then for Richard, why Kyle in the 8 versus whatever third charter car number you're going to have that you're planning for Red?
So, no, to me, I had no reservations whatsoever to come and drive a number. You know, the number of the race, when I joined Joe Gibbs Racing, it was number 8. You know, when I joined Hendrick Motorsports, it was number 5. Like, I've driven the cars that the owners have
number 18.
Of. And that's sort of how we've done it a little bit at KBM, where we now have our set numbers that we have, and when we have drivers, they come in, they drive our numbers. You know what I mean? So this to me is being able to go over to a storied race team and to have the opportunity to drive Richard's car, whatever number that is. I'm happy to drive it. So I'm glad it's the 8. I'm excited about that and ready for that chance to be able to make a new legacy with that number.
Bro, I gotta get rid of all my merch. All my merch is useless now.
Going down this road we're going is I want to build more and more with that 8 team, and I don't want to do it in a one-year deal. It's a long-term deal to go out and win races and race for championships, and that's the reason when Kyle and I worked this out, it was time to put him in that car to help build the number 8 team and keep it going at the level it's going for a longer term contract.
Alan Cavana, PRN. Kyle, we know you had options. What was it about RCR and Chevy? What did they offer that maybe others couldn't for your next phase of life?
I wouldn't say there were others that couldn't. We went into every single race team and told them the exact same thing. Myself and Mike Verlander, where we told everybody, like, hey, we'd like to be between X and Y, and if you add in a Z, then, you know, let's go. You know, let's see what that looks like. And so all of them, you know, it wasn't a money play. That had nothing to do with it. The opportunity in itself, and just, again, you know, talking about the legacy and the history of RCR, talking to some of the people that are there, having the chance to be able to go over there and work with a race team that really wants you, that is welcoming to you, get it, welcome, to have that opportunity to go up there and race is exciting for me, so I'm ready for the next chapter.
For Richard or Kyle, the XY, the Z, what was the Z of RCR?
Just everything. I mean, it's an all-around thing. It's encompassing, right? So, what was the extra perks? There isn't any. The opportunity to just
Beck's going to be a good driver
race
too. Yeah, I mean, we still
with,
got
a team
a
that
few
has
years,
shown potential
7
this
years
year already and
until
has
we
won
got to worry
races this
about
year
that.
already.
But yeah, he's
It's a
going to
proven
be.
team for me to be able to jump right into and
His dad's
continue
got
that
him in
and
a
carry
good
it to the next
position,
level.
got him around the right guys. I feel like, yeah, he's definitely going to be
For
something.
Richard, again, that conversation you had with Tyler Reddick earlier that he wasn't going to be driving the 8 and he wasn't going to be paired with Randall. How did that go and what was his reaction?
It was okay. He understood our contract and what's in it, and I just told him we had a contract to race him next year, and I'd talk to him later about keep him posted on how it's going and what we're going to be doing, how we're going to put it together.
And a follow-up, he and Randall have had a lot of success this year. Won 2 races, could have won several others. They're in championship contention. Why break that pairing up a year early, considering where they're at?
I think I answered that question earlier, is I'm not looking for a one-year deal. I'm looking to build a strong team for the future and putting him in another car because his contract's just for 1 more year and having Kyle for a long-term contract, then that's the perfect answer, I think. It was a no-brainer.
Any other questions?
And Richard Childress is one of
before
the
we do a
best
breakout
guys
over here, Adam, and
for
then
him to be around.
I think that's Adam, yeah.
Adam Stern, Sports Business Journal. Congratulations on the deal, guys. For Richard, you mentioned that you already got a good sponsor lineup. Do you already have commitments, or is it just some good early indications?
Yes, we already have some commitments
that's
for
good.
sure, and we want to. It's a lot. Today, the model has changed. The day when we had one sponsor, you'd say, okay, you got all the races. Now you have to work out who gets what races, and it don't just happen overnight. We have to work through some of that yet.
And are you committed to going to 3 cars next year, or is that just an option, but you're also evaluating other options?
We're committed.
We're committed.
Thank you.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM.
You wouldn't make an
NASCAR
announcement
Radio.
if you
I want
weren't
to clarify one thing
committed.
and then ask Kyle a question. Third charter,
Do what?
your charter for the third team?
I'm not ready to talk about that right now.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to make sure I caught it.
I'm not ready to talk
Second
about
question.
that right now.
Kyle, can you talk about now, I think on pit road last week, you said you didn't have any help after the race, that you were pretty frustrated, obviously. Very excited about this new team. How do you move on now?
Richard
How
Childress is
hard
going to
will
make
it
Kyle
be
Busch.
to
He's going to get him into
continue
hunting.
on
I know that. He's going to get him into
Toyota
hunting,
and
some
at
fishing. They're going to be
Racing?
hunting buddies.
You're a professional.
Fishing
you won
buddies.
Races. Can you talk more about that, please? Thank you.
Yeah, no, to me, it's not hard at all. I'm still ready to go for the final, 7 weeks that we have left to go for this season. So I've been with those guys for a long, long time, and you can ask Joe Gibbs how many times I've ever laid down in a race. I think it's never. So my chance to be able to go out there this weekend, we're going to one of my favorite places. We're going to one of my best places, Bristol, Tennessee. So, nobody's really made too many laps around that place with this new car yet. So it's all about how we unload with not having a whole lot of practice and that sorts to be able to sort through our car and what we have. But, there's no reason to say that we can't come out of Bristol with enough points to move on to the next round and we can go fight another day. What's after that? Texas.
Yeah, and Clara, I told Tyler the same thing. We're real racers, and real racers never lay down. They never quit. They still want to go out and win. I told him this morning when I met with him, we still want to win that championship and go out and win races just like Kyle's going to do.
Yeah.
Any final question before we get a photo up here and then do breakouts? If not, while we move the table, Kyle and Richard are going to be up here to take a picture with the backdrop, and then we're going to split up to where the television folks will start here on the stage with Kyle, and then print and radio will be to stage left, your right, for breakout interviews as well. And as RC said, a number of other folks that are here with us, Tori, Jim, Austin, Randall, are all here as well. And while they're staging that, again, we just want to thank Kyle and Richard for choosing the NASCAR Hall of Fame for this location. These announcements
that's
are
usually
special
where
to
it
the
happens.
industry, and for us to be a part of that is something that we certainly do not take for granted. So, gentlemen, thank you, and best of luck next year and the rest of this year.
Alright, so that's the end of the live. Oh boy. Richard Childress Racing. Richard Childress Racing. I'm excited for it. I really am. In all honesty, I think it's going to be a good thing. I think it's going to be like a resurgence of his career. I mean, not that it's really died. Like, his career hasn't died. It's just kind of been on like a kind of a downtrend the last few years. So I feel like this is going to help him get back up there because RCR is on an uptrend. I feel like just had Austin Dillon win. They've had Tyler Reddick win twice this year. So ultimately, I feel like that's just a good pairing for them. Plus, I feel like it just feels right, you know, if that makes any sense. It just feels right. It sucks that he won't stay with Toyota. I mean, obviously, it sucks that M&M's won't be there, but we already knew that. And it sucks I have to buy all new fucking merch now. That does suck. 15 years. 13 or 12 for me because I didn't watch like 2008, you know, but yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end this stream here. I want to thank y'all for